and for the international order that we have worked for generations to build. Ordinary men and women are too small-minded to govern their own affairs. That order and progress can only come when individuals surrender their rights to an all-powerful sovereign. I have two words for you: predator drones. You will never see it coming. You think I'm joking? Where? Hey, how are you? I want to thank.
Christian God is the one and only true living God, the creator of heaven and the universe. Jesus Christ is God. Jesus Christ is God. Jesus Christ is the Son of God. Jesus Christ is the Son of God.
I agree.
You are an antichrist because he said, Israel is God.
Is that his jacket? Is that his jacket? Is that his jacket? They, first of all, it gets worse. Just this week, Michelle Bachmann actually predicted that I would bring about the biblical end of days. Now that's a legacy. That's big. I mean, Lincoln, Washington, they didn't do that. But, you know, I just have to put this stuff aside. I've got to stay focused on my job.
Now, when it comes to this speech and how everyone has pointed out the fact that there seems to be devil horns or Baphomet horns around Obama's head, that is true and it's not. Many people put out videos immediately after saying that it's from the speech. Now, so some people are confused on this. It's not from the speech, the original speech. As you see here, this is the speech and there's no horns. And so the confusion is the horned image came from mainstream corporate media outlets. Specifically, I believe the first one to do so was the New York Times. So what they did was use this image here, okay, as their thumbnail for the video, which features basically an exact replica of Baphomet. So of course people are going to call this out. Now before we get into comparing that, let's just continue this. Why would the New York Times use this image as the thumbnail? Because after the New York Times put this out, every other outlet followed. Guardian, same thing. Thumbnail is the horned devil, the horned Obama Baphomet right here. Okay, Business Insider, same thing. All of the mainstream media outlets followed suit and used this image. Why are all of the media outlets using this image? Let me explain something, guys, okay? The mainstream media, the corporate media, is not going to run this image without realizing what it looks like right here. Do you really think that's possible? Think about this for a second, people. Every detail is approved before putting something like this out and before choosing this picture. The process of choosing an image like this to represent a huge speech like this, a historic speech like this, the process, every detail is approved and looked at. You really think they're going to let this slide if it was not intentional? Come on, guys. Of course not. This is absolutely intentional 100%. So they know what it looks like. And that's the reason they use this image instead of the thumbnail image for the actual original video. Why are you not going to use the thumbnail for the original background, for the original video? It makes absolutely no sense. Why? Well, because they want to do this. They want to portray Obama as a you know, Satan. Because that's what he is. He's a freaking demon. He's an evil bastard. You know, and he's a puppet of this satanic cabal that runs this planet.
We can't erase every trace of evil from the world, and small groups of killers have the capacity to do great harm. That was the case before 9/11, and that remains true today. And that's why we must remain vigilant as threats emerge. At this moment, the greatest threats come from the Middle East and North Africa, where radical groups exploit grievances for their own gain. And one of those groups is ISIL, which calls itself the Islamic State. In a region that has known so much bloodshed, these terrorists are unique in their brutality. They execute captured prisoners. They kill children. They enslave, rape, and force women into marriage. They threatened a religious minority with genocide. And in acts of barbarism, they took the lives of 2 American journalists, Jim Foley and Steven Sotloff. American power can make a decisive difference, but we cannot do for Iraqis what they must do for themselves. Nor can we take the place of Arab partners in securing their region. And that's why I've insisted that additional U.S. action depended upon Iraqis forming an inclusive government, which they have now done in recent days. So tonight, with a new Iraqi government in place and following consultations with allies abroad and Congress at home, I can announce that America will lead a broad coalition to roll back this terrorist threat. ISIL is a terrorist organization, pure and simple, and it has no vision other than the slaughter of all who stand in its way. Our objective is clear. We will degrade and ultimately destroy ISIL through a comprehensive and sustained counterterrorism strategy. And for the international order that we have worked for generations to build. Ordinary men and women are too small-minded to govern their own affairs. That order and progress can only come when individuals surrender their rights to an all-powerful sovereign. I have 2 words for you: predator drones. You will never see it coming. You think I'm joking? Where? Hey, how are you?